right, performers and achievers, welcome to Performers and Achievers Daily with me, Raj Gavurla. In today's episode, we're continuing my mini series on withdrawal from, let me see where we are at. We're on compete for results. Pretty sure that's where we're at. Yes, we are. And so this is strategy 8, or some of you, that correlates to chapter 8, compete for results. In my book, Winning at Entrepreneurship, Common Sense Strategies for Business Owners. So what organizations, teams do is they bring me in to accentuate or illustrate some salient practical breakthroughs in learning points in my book. And I customize it and presented it with stories and examples that are relevant, relatable to them. So here it says, why do I learn some skills easily and others not as easily? You might have had the same question. So there's a learning structure, or what I call practical breakthroughs in learning. So let's, for example, say that you already are skilled in something. It's not brand new to you. It's a skill that you have. Well, for you to evolve the skills, since you're already skilled at it, in a previous episode, we talked about the importance of sustainably nurturing, developing, building, growing, and evolving. So since you're already skilled at it, it's evolving skill. And so in order to continue to evolve it, the way to do it is you make practical breakthroughs in learning. Now you can use this same approach of making practical breakthroughs in learning in the sustainably nurturing stage or phase, in the development, in the build, and in the grow. And we're currently, or at least I'm discussing, actually, this pertains to all of those, to sustainably grow, sustainably nurture, develop, build, grow, and evolve. And I'm talking about skills here, your skills. So here are the 4 steps. One is identify the skill. So when you're sustainably nurturing, then that's a new skill to you. So you've identified this skill somehow. When you're at evolving a skill, well, you've already identified the skill. You're looking for practical breakthroughs in learning, as you are in when you're sustainably nurturing, sustainably developing, building, and growing and evolving. So that's important, is to identify the skill. And then you learn the skill. You learn the skill. And then you practice the skill. And then you adapt and make adjustments as you apply and implement this specific skill, not only directly to what you do or what you're achieving or accomplishing or your initiatives or as you're performing or when you're performing. Also, though, and I've talked about this in a previous episode, you have your adaptability link. So something you learned, you can then take it and you can, since it's in your muscle memory, or it's a skill of yours, you can make it adaptable. You find your adaptability link to some other area, some other initiative that you're working on. It's your adaptability link to that. Now, the key for this is what are the practical breakthroughs in learning? So since you're already skilled in this and it's evolving, what's the practical breakthroughs in learning? And that's where it will be different and unique for each person. The reason is because you are different and unique. And that's where you adapt and make adjustments. So you're adapting and making adjustments when you're making these practical breakthroughs in learning. And as you're doing so, you're receiving all kind of successive approximations, successes, right? Each time I look at it as a success. That's my point of view. And so you're receiving successes. And when you're receiving the successes by applying and implementing this skill, it's those successes that make it rewarding to you, that make it enjoyable, have fun moments. And it benefits you in lots of ways and rewards you in lots of ways. And sure, it's a process. And so that is important, very important. That it's not one size fits all. Now, it can be very similar, and the base structure or process is there. However, it's when that base process or structure is not is there as a foundational place, and from there you're implementing your practical breakthroughs in learning, right? And so as this occurs, eventually it becomes in muscle memory. And when it becomes in muscle memory, then it occurs at the right timing, and it's not something that needs to be put together. It's already put together. So in other words, for example, let's say you're driving a car. Well, in your muscle memory, you most likely already have a car. You do not need to build a car, design and build a car, all the individual parts, learn all the skills to put it together, and all of that is most likely not in your muscle memory. However, some of you who maybe work on cars or have some kind of interest in cars, just because you've taken your car to the shop, you're curious. How's this car, this vehicle working? What makes it work? How does it work? And so you obviously have some good knowledge and skills of that. However, when you go and you get into your car and your muscle memory, right? The car is there. You're checking around the car as you're walking, most likely. You get in, you put your seatbelt on, you put the key in the ignition, and it doesn't start. This is similar to a practical breakthroughs in learning. Next thing you do is you check to see, did you leave the headlights on? Is it in park? Is the key all the way in? Is the battery dead? And so those are practical breakthroughs in learning. However, if you didn't have practical breakthroughs in learning and that occurred, you wouldn't know what's wrong with it. You'd most likely call someone, say, hey, I don't know what's wrong with my car. Can you come and take a look at it? Or ask somebody, right? And that's where we receive help and support from people, the right people, and the right help and support. So that's an example. And so for you to make a practical breakthroughs in learning, keep in mind that all you're looking to do really is take the success you have, whether it's sustainably nurturing, sustainably building, sustainably developing, building, growing, evolving, take that skill that you already have and apply and implement this practical breakthroughs in learning to receive more success with that skill and the application of that skill towards your initiatives, towards your performing, achieving, right? And that's what I do. I help and support performers and achievers. So that is while you're performing, right? And as you do that, you experience more enjoyment and you have fun moments. And as practical breakthroughs and learnings makes you more skilled, so therefore you have more clarity, and therefore that allows you to have more confidence, and also that allows you to think in another way about something else that you can succeed, successfully progress, or advance, since this has already come to a specific skill level that's in your muscle memory. So that's what I have for you today. Is in strategy 8, compete for results. Identify the skill, learn the skill, practice the skill, and then sustainably apply and implement it in all aspects of your life, and especially what its specific purpose is that you're doing it, whether it's in your job, which is your business, which is your work, which is your workplace, or whether it's in your family, extended family, friends, citizens, others, or whether it's when you're playing sports, right? When you're playing sports. And so that's very, very important for you to realize it's not just learning, it's the practical breakthroughs in learning that are essential. So that's what I have for you today in today's episode. My bonus assignment, yes, you have a bonus assignment, is where are you making practical breakthroughs in learning? In something that you're sustainably nurturing or sustainably developing or sustainably building or sustainably growing or sustainably evolving. Whichever area you are with your specific skill that you're working on, what is the practical breakthroughs in learning? And that's what I help performers and achievers with because that's my expertise and specialization. You know your specific profession or how to do something. Where I come in and help and support is you performing and achieving. And as you are, that you're enjoying and having fun moments. As far as your industry and whatever profession you're in and walk of life, that's not where I'm helping and supporting. I'm helping and supporting you since you're a performer and achiever to work on your mental skills so that when you are performing and achieving, that you enjoy and have fun moments. So you have your bonus assignment. For those of you who are interested in private, personal, professional, confidential services and programs with me, visit my website, rajgavurla.com, fill out the brief form, and we will contact you as soon as we can. Enjoy your day and have fun moments.